The news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Tuesday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And 9 days into September? It's got to be the best beginning of September we've ever seen.
Yeah, we've had so much sunshine, comfortable temperatures, and yeah, it's a little chilly today, but only to start. But we're going to be in the 70s by this afternoon.
Nice.
But before that, though, because of how cold it is to start your day today, some pockets of New York State under frost advisories, potentially some of the first frost advisories of the year, due to these overnight lows falling in some spots near or below freezing. You can see pretty much all of these areas in blue under frost advisories until 8 a.m. today. The lowest temperatures overnight so far for the Mesonet network at 34 in Old Forge here locally. And as you go, of course, in the lower elevations, it does get a little bit warmer. Herkimer sitting at 40 degrees so far. Rome 41 currently, Hamilton 39. Saranac Lake is below freezing right now. There is potentially some frost up there as well. So again, if you live in those higher elevations up north or in those sheltered valley locations down south, if you haven't already, well, it might be too late, but in fact, sometimes maybe not too late to go out and bring in some of those sensitive plants indoors. Downtown Utica, live view outside is a quiet morning out there, and expect, look at this, lots of sunshine today. Highs in the mid-70s, a beautiful day on tap, and this stretch of weather looks like it might be continuing on. We have a look at that fall foliage forecast as we start to enter fall foliage season coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. New this morning. Later today,
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
A little foggy down there in Cooperstown. Good morning, everybody. On this Tuesday, we begin with some pretty chilly conditions across the area, especially in the areas north and south of the Mohawk Valley. We take a look first at some roadways. Herkimer, I think there is some fog forming right there. I can see a little bit forming in the Mohawk Valley, not a whole lot. There is some forming in Bridgewater early today, but aside from the patchy fog, it is generally clear out. Plenty of viewing of the night sky early today. In fact, you can see 0 mile visibility in Hamilton, 1 mile in Saranac Lake. Clear skies and patchy fog the story today, but the traffic tracker is green across the board. No accidents to report of early today. So again, this morning we're tracking some patchy fog in the usual areas that see it in the early morning hours. This afternoon, the sun will be shining. Temperatures in the 70s. Just gorgeous outdoor weather today. Enjoy it. We have more of that on tap, but will this last forever? Will we see a warm-up, cool-down? Plus, how's the latest trend looking for fall foliage? Details straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. A sunflower grown in...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Quiet start for most of us early today. Isolated to patchy fog and some cold temperatures, especially as head up north in the Adirondacks. Downtown Utica, we begin this morning with a quiet start here in the city. Temperature in the Mohawk Valley sitting in the low 40s with refreshing levels of humidity. And we're going to see a lot of this week, which is fantastic news. If you want to spend time outside, you're not combating humidity, you're not combating rainfall. You just have a beautiful week ahead. Radar and satellite showing high pressure in place here right now, which is, of course, keeping the weather quiet today and allowing that air to sink, producing that fog I was mentioning a few moments ago. So while weather is quiet, we can start focusing on the elephant in the room, which is going to be the changing fall colors. And you're going to look at the general map of the Northeast and when the peak times usually are. And of course, the Adirondacks, highest elevations, the Catskills. Early October is the typical time. Mid-October, obviously, for a lot of us in the Mohawk Valley and Southern Valleys. Late October for Western New York, and early November down toward New York City and the coast. This year, with how dry it was in the summertime. Yes, we had some beneficial rain on Saturday, but still, it's been abnormally dry. This usually trends with additional dry weather, producing some slightly earlier peak times. So I'm thinking late September, early October is when we might see those peak fall colors in the Adirondacks begin. So we'll keep a close eye on it. Again, at that time of year, you send in your photos, including location and date, as we put out our fall foliage forecasts, our fall foliage reports, trying to be as accurate as possible. And it's all thanks to all of you who send in your photos every single day. High pressure in place here today and going to continue to remain in place for the next few days. Yeah, as a coastal low impacting the coast, but it's not impacting us here in central New York for the time being. Today, lots of sunshine, temperatures climbing into the low to mid 70s tonight, lows in the 40s with clear skies. Tomorrow, plenty of sun, highs in the mid 70s again, and then as we head into tomorrow night, lows will fall back down into the 40s with again clear skies. It's a very quiet stretch of weather. Lots of sunshine. That continues through Thursday, through Friday, and even at the start of the weekend on Saturday. Now, there will be some rainfall beginning to move in from a low pressure out west Sunday and into Monday. So that's our next chance of rainfall, but it's pretty interesting how we have to have several days straight of wall-to-wall sunshine. No excuse to not go out and enjoy it. Spend time outside, go for walks, walk the dog, spend time in the pool while it's still cool weather, golf, you name it, outdoors. Spend it outside.
Boy, we are lucky.
Yes,
that's
great weather.
Eric, thanks. The time right now is 5:20. Joining us for this half hour, I'm Gary Libertor. Get ready for a nice chilly morning out there as you head to work. Just how cool is it? Eric is over in the Weather Center with the answer. Good morning, Eric.
Morning, Gary. Yeah, I mean, we're already starting out on the chilly side. In fact, it's so cold in some spots there are frost advisories in effect. Let's take a look right here at the map. We have, again, Adirondacks, higher elevations north, and the unsheltered valley locations south is where that frost is most likely to form, as you can see here in the areas in blue. As you look at the current overnight low temperatures so far, Old Forge, obviously, the coldest spot here at 34 degrees. Woodgate, Camden, Lawrence, 38. Westmoreland, also 38. Interesting, though, with there, but that's about as cold as it's going to get in the lowest elevations here in the valley. 41 in Rome, 30 up in Saranac Lake, so it has fallen below freezing in parts of the Adirondacks early today. And a look at downtown Utica, aside from the frost potential, we have some patchy fog, but still plenty of clear skies, especially if we take a look at downtown Utica right now. The next 12 hours, either way, that fog will lift and the sun will start peeking out. Highs climbing into the mid-70s. A beautiful day on tap today. We're going to track how the rest of the week's shaping up, plus the latest on that fall foliage forecast coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Now to Washington, where a House committee...
Tracker 2 team, where we track storms.
Welcome back to Sunrise, everybody, on this Tuesday morning. Our photo of the day today takes us to a great scene from Middleville, sent in by a frequent submitter, Jessica, of Farmstead in Middleville. Look at this great scenery right here. We have some beautiful countryside here in the Mohawk Valley, and of course, accompany that with some great farms that keep this area alive and running. So shout out to all the farmers again in central New York who provide us with all the food we need, all the milk and everything, especially the cow farmers as well. So you have a photo like this showcasing the beauty of some of our areas here in central New York. Send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics. Amazing photo, Jessica, by the way. Our temperatures this morning are starting out a bit chilly, especially if you're in the higher elevations up north. 39 Otter Lake, 43 in Whitesboro, 40 in Cooperstown, 39 even in Westmoreland. We're going to track how cold some of those temperatures were overnight and what we can expect today and for the rest of the week in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. The brand new Notre Dame hockey...
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. Today we start out with some chilly temperatures. Quiet conditions, though, for much of the area. A live look at downtown Utica. Generally clear out. Yes, some patchy fog developing in some outlying areas, but besides that, only impact this morning. Temperature in the Mohawk Valley is sitting at 41 degrees at Rome, low 40s as you head down into, say, Herkimer, Little Falls. So low 40s, upper 30s, the rough temperatures early today. Pockets of the Adirondacks have fallen below freezing, potentially the first frost of the year. Radar and satellite shows quiet conditions, and while things are quiet today, we'll take a look at the expected fall foliage timing this year. Now, typically, early October is where the Adirondacks and the higher elevations of the Catskills begin to see that those fall colors begin to emerge. I think this year, with how dry it was in the summertime, how dry it's been so far this September and late August, yes, we had a few rain chances here and there, and a few downpours, but it's just been consistently more dry than not. That we're going to see some earlier fall colors this year. I'm thinking maybe late September into early October for the Adirondacks, and then probably about maybe the second week or so of October, we could start to see those peak colors here in the Mohawk Valley. We'll slowly see how the fall is trending. Again, best tool to have, you guys. You send in any photos, reports of fall foliage, the location, the date. It helps tremendously with the accuracy of our fall foliage report. So a big shout out to any of you who submit your fall photos to let us know how things are in your neck of the woods. So the bigger picture here, high pressure's in place for much of the Northeast, and that's keeping things quiet for the next several days. Yes, coastal rain potentially in Boston and New York City, but that low pressure stays out to sea. We're not going to see any of it here in central New York. So today, after a cold start, we climb into the low 70s. Tonight, 40s, clear skies, maybe upper 30s in the Adirondacks. Tomorrow, beautiful day, 70s, plenty of sunshine. There's really nothing notable here in the Skycast besides lots of sun and gorgeous temperatures. So the 7-day forecast, get out and enjoy this stretch of weather. You got lots of sunshine, low humidity. Enjoy it while we still have all this beautiful weather here. And of course, this will continue for the next several days into the weekend, potentially even in next week too, as high pressure could return once more. We'll see how that trends, of course, as the days get closer. We'll be right back.
The news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Tuesday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And it was so nice yesterday. Had all the windows open in the house. Forgot to close them in one bedroom last night. And I woke up freezing this morning.
Listen, I leave my windows open. I don't care how cold it is. I love sleeping in the cold. Some nights, though, it is a little too cold for
this
that.
morning. Yeah.
But yeah, today's a great day to leave those windows open again as you get home. Temperatures will be warming up into the 70s, but at least today, to start, it's a little chilly out there. Frost advisories in effect for the areas in blue. This is until 8 a.m. this morning. So if you haven't already, if you live in these areas, maybe bring those plants indoors in case frost will begin to form, if it hasn't already here in the highest elevations up north. I think that where that frost is most likely. You know, I'll show those live temperatures here in a second. But this morning's low temperatures from the Mazinet, Old Forge bottoming out at 34 degrees, 38 for a lot of locations here as well, and then Herkimer at 40 degrees, the warmest here on this graphic. 41 in Rome, 30 in Saranac Lake, and that's where that frost is likely up there. 37 as well in Hamilton, so even if you're not seeing frost, it is a pretty chilly morning out there regardless. Downtown Utica, a quiet morning. Some locations today seeing some fog, and we'll get to that here in a few minutes if you look at our commute cast, but at least for now, plenty of sunshine, high temperatures in the 70s. A beautiful day on tap, and this will likely continue. We're going to track that, plus, again, the latest on that fall foliage forecast coming up straight ahead. Gary?
Thanks, and don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. Well, later today...
Welcome back to Sunrise, everybody. Time now is 6:13, and it's a pretty chilly start today. Feeling like an early fall morning out there with overnight lows in the 40s and 30s. A crisp start today. But aside from that, there's some fog developing, especially in parts of the southern valleys, the southern tier mainly, including Bridgewater right here. You can really see that fog develop. Some isolated pockets of the Mohawk Valley, but not as widespread as, say, down south. A look at the visibility. Again, southern valleys where much of that fog is forming. 1 mile visibility in Hamilton. Perfect visibility out in Rome today. Traffic tracker, mainly quiet. We do have an accident to report in the eastbound direction. If you are heading toward Albany today, on the thruway, there is an accident right along the thruway before exit 30 and the Route 28 Mohawk Street exit. Just a heads up, if you're heading eastbound, you might encounter that. Still today, though, plenty of sunshine after that fog burns off. We climb from the 40s and 30s up into the 70s with gorgeous outdoor conditions today. We're going to track what you can expect in terms of temperatures throughout the rest of the week and fall foliage forecast and more straight ahead. Gary.
Eric, thanks. Now to that video of a sunflower
Storm Tracker 2 team, where we track storms. The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
You actually see some of that fog starting to form from the Mohawk River heading into Utica. Not a whole lot, but it's there. Downtown Utica itself, we face the western sky right now, and we have pretty quiet conditions. Live scene there, and the traffic's still not too busy, but it's starting to pick up as the rush hour slowly approaches here early today. 41 degrees of clear skies, refreshing humidity, which is the main key here. Radar and satellite shows quiet conditions as high pressure is in place here for not only central New York, but a lot of the Northeast. And with the quiet weather today, I mean, running, walking the dog, just walking in general, I mean, you got great conditions. We're talking by noontime, upper 60s, near 70, and then even by the evenings, 5 p.m., 70, no humidity, and 0% chance of rain. There's no rainfall expected today, so if you have any outdoor plans, again, you got great weather for that. So, while weather is quiet, something to mention too, the peak fall colors, how it's trending so far this year, and the average peak fall color timing for the Adirondacks and Catskills. You can see those darker reds there for early October. But with how dry the summer has been and how dry September has been so far, barring this past Saturday, I'm thinking we're going to be running about a few days early this year. I mean, some of you might have already start seeing the trees changing right now. Not a lot of color, but it's noticeable. Of course, Mohawk Valley, mid-October usually. I'm thinking maybe 4, 5, 6 days earlier for peak fall colors, which could run into early October, if that. But we'll see how it pans out. Again, we always are thankful for your help sending in photos from every single corner of central New York to let us know how it's shaping up in your neck of the woods. So shout out to all of you who send in photos every year. You can still send photos if you haven't done so before. You can send them to WKTV.com/weather/pics. High pressure is in place here for the next several days, and that's going to keep weather quiet. Yeah, it's a coastal low, but it's staying to the coast, keeping quiet here in the Mohawk Valley. So, Skycast, nothing really notable the next few days. You have sunshine, temperatures in the low 70s today. Maybe some isolated frost in the Adirondacks tomorrow morning, but aside from that, it's relatively quiet. Then we have some more sunshine on Wednesday, highs in the mid-70s. Thursday, same story. Friday, sunshine, 70. And if you want more sunshine, well, about more sun on Saturday, high of 73. We have rain chances arriving on Sunday and Monday from a low pressure out west, but again, that's several days out. We're talking 5 more days of wall-to-wall sunshine, Gary. Maybe strength of some of that golf game. Some of you haven't golfed too much this year. Me personally, I need to get out in the range, get some practice in, but who knows?
We'll get you out there. Plenty of time to do it. And be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us once again. And thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Libertor. Get ready for a nice chilly morning out there as you head to work. Meteorologist Eric Gage over in the Weather Center with a look at just how cold we're talking this morning.
Cold enough for some frost, Gary, especially in some higher elevations up north. Yeah, let's take a look at the frost advisories in effect until 8 a.m. today, which includes the Adirondacks, North Country, Southern Valleys, basically any area you see here in blue. Now, in the Southern Valleys, it's mainly unsheltered valley locations where that inversion basically produces the prime conditions for that temperature to drop fast. Now, what is saving a lot of areas down south is the fog is forming. When that fog forms, it prevents the temperatures from falling further, so that might help out. But either way, there are some areas below freezing up north. We'll get to that here in a second. First, though, this morning's low temperatures for the Mesonet network: 34 in Old Forge, 38 in Woodgate. I'm seeing right now actually live temperature 33 just went down in Old Forge, and 37 in Woodgate. So they have dropped a degree within the past, say, minute or so. 41 in Rome, 29 in Saranac Lake. We hit the 20s today. So it is a cold one up there in the Adirondacks. Definitely some frost forming up there at that temperature. But still, here in the Mohawk Valley, we've got quiet conditions. Some isolated fog. Either way, those highs climb into the 70s this afternoon. Plenty of sunshine, beautiful weather on tap. We'll have a look at how the rest of the week is shaping up, plus the latest on that fall foliage forecast coming up in a few short minutes. Gary.
Eric, thanks. Now to Washington, where a House committee released an image.
Channel 2 is brought to you by Holland Farms Bakery and Deli.
Welcome back to Sunrise on this Tuesday. Hope you all had a great day yesterday. We're going to have a beautiful day on tap today, but it's a bit of chilly start this morning. Either way, we're going to showcase our photo of the day this morning, which takes us to Middleville and a frequent submitter, Jessica. Shout out to Jessica and to Middleville for this photo this morning of a farmstead in a beautiful countryside right here. Beautiful area in the Middleville region. And again, shout out to all the farmers who make this area lively. If you have a photo like this you'd like to share with us, showcasing your neck of the woods like this photo right here, send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics. Again, it's a chilly morning out there. We're in the 30s and 40s. Warming up quickly, though. We have a look at that temperature trend coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. The brand new Notre Dame hockey.
Most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Plenty of sunshine out there today. It's a bit of a chilly start, though. We take a look at downtown Utica, where the sun is shining in full force. We're going to have a beautiful sunny day on tap here in the city. Yeah, there's some fog developing. You probably saw it in the tower cam a few minutes ago, but either way, that fog will lift. The sun will continue to climb in the sky. 41, the temperature at Griffiths and Rome, with refreshing humidity, which is going to be pretty common over the next few days. With that high pressure in place here, keeping things dry and sunny for 3, 4, maybe even 5 more days. So we got a beautiful stretch of weather on tap. In the meantime, today, you've got great biking weather. We start out with temperatures in the upper 60s, near 70 by noontime, and even by the evening here, we're in the low 70s with no chance for rainfall. So if you want to do any walking, biking, walking the dog, anything outdoors, you've got a great day for that. So while things are quiet, we can start to take a look at the expected fall foliage this year. Timing, obviously very important if you want to plan out weekends and whatnot. Now, this is the average peak fall color here in the Northeast. Of course, the Adirondacks, higher Catskill area, early October typically. But with how dry the summer has been, with how dry September has been, barring this past Saturday, I'm thinking we're going to be running a few days early. I wouldn't say maybe not quite a week early, but I'm thinking maybe 4, 5, 6 days early. So maybe late September, early October in the Adirondacks, at least the high peaks area. Of course, as you get lower in elevation, is later in the season. Then early to mid-October in the Mohawk Valley, or I should say the Southern Valleys and in the foothills of the Adirondacks. I still think mid-October present for the Mohawk Valley as we approach next month. High pressures in place here today, keeping things completely dry, and it's going to stay in place for the next few days. That rainfall to our north, falling apart. Rainfall to our south, also falling apart. That wedge of high pressure is keeping our area completely sunny and rain-free. So our skycast, due to that high pressure, really nothing notable. A few passing clouds, but mainly sunny skies the next few days, with high temperatures climbing into the low 70s this afternoon, low to mid 70s tomorrow, and still looking at 70s on Thursday. Now those overnight lows, we're going to keep a close eye on them. Maybe some patchy frost in the highest of elevations tomorrow morning, but still we have a chilly overnight and a warm afternoon, feeling like late summer and early fall, as it looks rather quiet and sunny until Saturday. Rain chances arrive Sunday and into Monday. Wrapping things up right after this.
Meteorologist Eric Gage joining us now, and if you haven't been outside yet, you should get out there, right?
Yes, of course, after a newscast, but yes, we have plenty of sunshine today. Gorgeous conditions out there. We take a look outside. Gary, look at that beautiful sky out there. A little hazy, and I mentioned this a few days ago, too, when we had some return of wildfire smoke. It's not a whole lot. It's just producing a faint haze in the sky. It's traveling all the way from the other side of the country, so you need a whole lot more smoke to have that any impact near the surface. So again, just some hazy skies, but that's really about it. And that's the only weather impact today. I mean, we've got sunshine, low humidity, not a drop of rain expected. Temperatures already in the upper 60s, climbing to the low to mid 70s this afternoon. By the way, we had some frost reports up near Saranac Lake and the first frost of the season up in Tug Hill. So we're continuing to track all that sunshine today. Any more frost chance potential? And following that, will this sunny stretch continue? Details coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Brand new this noon, an update.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. Lots of sunshine today after a very chilly start. We are warming quickly right now. Let's take a look outside in Utica. Beautiful blue skies, a little haze again, but still nothing impacting our air quality here today. 66 the temperature and still refreshing humidity. Feels like fall out there today with that low humidity, so enjoy the gorgeous conditions out there today. Radar and satellite showing quiet conditions not only here locally but also across the entire Northeast, leaving everything completely dry and mainly sunny. And I'll talk about two rain chances the next few days, which might just fall apart before they reach our area. Still, though, today, maybe great motorcycle weather. I know some of you motorcycle enthusiasts not looking forward to maybe putting them away for the season, but you've got a great stretch, at least for today and for the next few days. No rain chances, some light winds, clear skies, dry roads, temperatures in the 70s. So with that low humidity too, you've just got absolutely fantastic conditions to enjoy all that fresh air outside. And while the weather's quiet, a heads up for the fall colors as we approach the changing leaves season for the fall foliage. The average peak fall color takes place in early October for the areas in red here. I think it might arrive a few days, 4 or 5 days earlier than usual, just due to how dry the summer has been, how dry September has been. Despite the rain we saw on Saturday, it's still been overall pretty dry, and we're expecting even more dry weather this week. Still, though, mid to late October in the lowest of elevations, I do think, again, shifting maybe a few days earlier. We're going to have our initial fall foliage reports coming in later on this week and into the weekend. So as I mentioned, high pressure is in place here over the Northeast. We have two systems, one up north and one down south. And watch how as they both approach our area, they fall apart. The low pressure to our south and that front to our north. Either way, it's going to remain dry for the foreseeable future, at least for the next 5-something days. So today, we're in the 60s, low to mid 70s by this afternoon overall. I'm thinking maybe closer to low 70s. but still lots of sun. Tonight, lows in the 40s, maybe some isolated frost in the higher elevations. However, I think with the stronger winds expected overnight tonight, only some sheltered areas might have it, so very isolated spots in the Adirondacks. Tomorrow, we're in the low to mid 70s, lots of sunshine, beautiful weather. Tomorrow night, same story in the 40s, but not nearly as cold, I should say. Then Thursday afternoon, we're in the low to mid 70s again with plenty of sun. So overall, pretty nice stretch of weather here. And that continues through Friday and Saturday. 5 straight days of sunshine. This is a beautiful stretch. And we were doing some digging behind the scenes, Gary, too. And yes, we've had some stretches of 5, 6, 7 days of sunshine here in September. It always typically happens in mid-September, but it's only happened a few years since, I would say, 2017. Only 2 years we've had stretches like this in September. So get out and enjoy all the sunshine we have.
Let's keep it rolling maybe through December. How's that?
Well, I'll try my best.
Eric, thanks. Well, today, the Trump administration, meteorologist Eric Gage joining us, and this morning you mentioned that Saranac Lake got down to 29 degrees overnight. Holy cow.
Oh, yeah, very cold, Gary, and even some other spots in the North Country got below freezing. This is a look at the average first frost to put into perspective, the timing of it. Let's take this full screen right here. You can see the normal time for the first frost in the Adirondacks, usually around the 3rd week of September, 4th week for much of the other outlying areas up north, as well as in the Southern Valley. So you can see that today's frost is definitely earlier than usual, but it's not that atypical. We did have the prime ingredients, which was calm winds, clear skies, and some colder temperatures aloft, which sank to the surface. You have those 3 ingredients, you can have it in early September. So it's not a crazy outlier, but yes, it is slightly earlier than average. 66 the temperature right now at Griffiths & Rome, refreshing humidity. And today, a lot of the area, upper 60s to mid 60s, 70 degrees in Poughkeepsie and in Buffalo. Beautiful blue skies out there today. Yes, I'm starting to see a few more of those trees starting to change. Of course, we're going to have a bit more on that fall foliage forecast coming up in a few minutes if we're trending earlier or later. Plus, the sunshine, lots of it today. Will that continue throughout the rest of the week? We'll have all that and more straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. People who advocate for those with
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. After a pretty crisp start today, temperatures beginning in the low 40s, some spots below freezing. Yeah, some frosty conditions early today. It has warmed up pretty quickly. We are taking a live look outside in Utica. Blue skies, still plenty of greenery here. I'm going to soak in all that green before it starts to turn a little more colorful and then eventually gray for the wintertime. But we will see maybe some more of the white falling variety of snowflakes falling in a couple of months. So if you're a big fan of that, don't worry, it's slowly coming. But today, though, let's enjoy the late summer weather. Refreshing humidity, temperatures in the 60s, high pressure in place here today, which could be putting 2 separate rain systems at bay, preventing it from reaching our area. We'll show that here in a second. But still, today, though, you got great weather. Before you put away the motorcycles for the season, you got a nice day today. The leaves haven't fallen entirely just yet, so you don't have to avoid any of the leaves on the road. They're dry, skies are clear, light winds, low humidity, and no rain chances. Mid-70s this afternoon, great for a motorcycle ride. In fact, the next few days, take your motorcycle to work. You know, got no rainfall, smooth sailing both to and from work. While weather is quiet, we can start talking about the fall foliage expected this year. Now, this is the average peak fall color timing. Notice the Adirondacks, higher elevations of Vermont, New Hampshire, and of course the higher elevations of the Catskills. Early October is the usual timing for peak fall colors. I think this year, with how dry the summer has been and how dry the past few weeks have been, barring Saturday, I think we have a good chance of seeing some earlier fall colors taking place this year, maybe by a few days. 4, 5, 6 days, maybe not quite a week, but still. That means that mid-October, including the Mohawk Valley is possible for some peak fall colors. Of course, usually happens closer to mid to late October for the lowest of elevations here, especially head toward Rochester. But either way, here's that high pressure watch. The cold front to our north and low pressure to our south. They're going to try to sandwich central New York, but that high pressure erodes both rain systems. Look at that, strong enough to make them all fall apart. And because of that, it remains sunny and dry for the next few days. So today, warming up into the low 70s, lots of sunshine. Tonight, lows in the 40s. Some spots in the Adirondacks falling down into the 30s again. I don't think frost is nearly as high of a chance tonight due to some stronger winds and some slightly higher temperatures, but still isolated sheltered wind areas cannot be ruled out. Then, by Wednesday afternoon, we are in the low to mid 70s. Beautiful weather. That continues through Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Just gorgeous stretch of weather. Nothing really else to say besides that. Enjoy the time outside. You have any last-minute outdoor work to do? You got great weather for it. And even if it's work or play or both, it's great conditions. You couldn't ask for better weather.
Get her done.
Get her done, Gary.
That's right, get her done. Eric, thanks. Well, local favorite
Cast with meteorologist James DeFazio. A chilly start to the day, as they say.
Very, very chilly start, and some of us even got all the way below freezing. Saranac Lake all the way down to 29 degrees last night. Incredibly cold air settling in across northern and southern portions of the viewing area. Old Forge, 33 degrees. Even Westmoreland getting down into 36. Griffiths and Rome ended up at 39 degrees. So not quite as cold, but still very chilly conditions. Downtown Utica, mostly sunny skies continue this evening, as do pleasant conditions. Temperatures locally in the upper 60s to low 70s, and that continues for several more hours. Sunset. Dry weather continues on your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, and that will continue for several more days. We continue to track dry weather. 72 degrees with sunny skies up in Rome, and low levels of low dew point and low levels of humidity. Very comfortable air out there. Sunny conditions continue this evening with temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. Tonight, lows are going to be in the low to mid 40s for Utica and Rome, with clear skies yet again. There will be some patchy frost, not as much as last night. Coming up, we're going to break that down. Who's most likely to see those frost chances? Jason, Kristen?
All right, James, thank you. In what?
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Tuesday evening. It was a beautiful day across central New York. Mostly sunny skies, highs all the way up into the low 70s. We continue to see pleasant weather this evening. Dry conditions, sunny skies. That continues for several more hours and for several more days. We are tracking a couple of things. Let's take a look at that. Patchy frost is possible again tonight, north and south of the Mohawk Valley. It's not going to be as widespread as it was this morning, but can't completely rule it out. But it will be still chilly. Lows tonight still in the upper 30s across areas north and south of the Mohawk Valley. Low to mid 40s for Utica and Rome. And dry weather continues as we head through the upcoming week. We're tracking the next chance for rainfall, which doesn't arrive until the second half of the upcoming weekend. And even at that, it's not a sure thing. Local temperatures currently in the low to mid 70s. Some of the northern stations mid to upper 60s, but overall very comfortable conditions. 72 degrees with sunny skies in Rome, very light winds and very low levels of humidity, making for very refreshing to comfortable conditions. And that continues for the next several hours. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar is quiet and dry, and unfortunately for many of us that are continuing to experience drought conditions, this is going to continue for several more days. Tonight, I want to give you an example of just how clear things are and why these temperatures are free falling the way they are. There are no clouds to be found across New York State right now, and those calm winds with clear skies are going to allow for temperatures to free fall yet again. Lows tonight, they're going to be slightly warmer than the previous night, but we're still going to see outlying areas getting into the upper 30s. Morrisville showing up at 39 there. Boonville 39, a couple of I expect Old Forge to get into the 30s yet again tonight as well. Some areas across the North Country also getting a little bit chilly. We do warm up steadily yet again tomorrow. Another day of widespread sunshine, another day with highs climbing right up into the 70s. And you'll see on the frost risk map here, it's not as widespread as last night. We had a lot more blue across the North Country and a lot of blue across the southern tier. It's very isolated for tomorrow morning, and that's because lows are going to be a few degrees warmer than they were last night. The temperature trend for the upcoming week, we continue to track very comfortable temperatures in the low to mid 70s for the entire week and the upcoming weekend. Very, very comfortable temperatures. And we're not saying goodbye to warm above average temperatures either. The 8 to 14 day temperature outlook still continues to favor above average temperatures for the second half of September. Clear conditions continue this evening, and that's going to allow for temperatures to free fall, and that widespread sunshine tomorrow morning allows for temperatures to rise very, very quickly. Tonight, lows are going to be in the low to mid 40s for Utica and Rome, much cooler for the outlying areas, which could see some patchy frost. Tomorrow, highs 73, widespread sunshine. Take a look at your 7-day forecast. Beautiful, beautiful weather continues this week. Beautiful, comfortable conditions, good sleeping weather, comfortable temperatures during the day, plenty of sunshine. The next chance for rainfall doesn't come until Sunday evening into Monday. A little bit of model discrepancy, tracking a weak cold front for Sunday evening into Monday. A little bit of uncertainty into whether that arrives on Sunday or Monday and as to how much rain that brings. So we're going to be in a very dry stretch.
You know, it's great to have these mild temperatures during the week, but I'm thinking about the sports on the weekends and not only the kids playing on the field, but you know, the parents that have to
watch
it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, thanks, James. Well, it's your turn.
There was a lot of leopard in that class.
I must been for her.
Let's get the
It
forecast
was
now.
fantastic. It was just such a heartwarming story, and keeping up with the positive, get out and be healthy. It's a great night to get out and take the dog for a walk. Tonight's featured dog is Coco from Canandaigua Lake, celebrating her 11th birthday. A beautiful night this evening, and with plenty of dry, sunny weather expected. Again, very comfortable conditions to get out if you'd like to go out and take the dog for a walk, or even just go for a walk by yourself. Temperatures this evening, upper 60s to mid 70s across the region, and we're going to continue to see comfortable conditions right up until sunset. After sunset, temperatures will begin to really, really fall off a cliff. 72 degrees with sunny skies in Rome, a light breeze, and very comfortable levels of humidity. It's very, very pleasant outside. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, quiet and dry, and we're continuing to track several more days of dry weather. We're also keeping an eye on temperatures. We're going to get very comfortable over the next couple of days. Highs today were in the low 70s. Highs for the remainder of the week, low to mid 70s into next weekend. Coming up, though, we're going to take a look at how cold it's going to get tonight. We're not expecting as much patchy frost, but a couple areas we'll see some. We'll break that down coming right up. Jason, Kristen.
All right, James, thank you. Nationwide mass.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Tuesday evening. It's a beautiful day across Central New York. We warmed all the way up into the low 70s with mostly sunny skies. Hasn't been overly humid. We're not seeing poor air quality. Very comfortable conditions, and that continues this evening. Also, I believe we're going to have another beautiful sunset. Sun beginning to just come down a little bit, and just some of those colors in the distance there on the horizon give me an idea that I think we're going to have a pretty sunset tonight. Patchy frost is possible yet again north and south of the Mohawk Valley. It will be fewer and far between than it was this previous morning. Lows tonight yet again in those areas are going to be in the upper 30s, mid 40s for Utica and Rome and the Mohawk Valley. And dry weather continues this week. The next chance for rainfall arrives the second half this upcoming weekend. Local temperatures, mid 60s across the North Country. Most of us still hanging on to low to mid 70s across the southern tier and the Mohawk Valley. Very comfortable conditions. 72 degrees with sunny skies up in Rome. Not overly breezy, not overly humid. Refreshing levels of humidity out there. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar quiet and dry. It's going to stay this way through the night tonight and for several more days. And take a look at the radar and satellite. There are no clouds to be found and very little wind. And these clear skies and calm winds set the stage for another very chilly night. Temperatures tonight are going to get down into the upper 30s across both the southern tier and the North Country. Boonville 39, Morrisville 39 degrees. Old Forge, you will get into the 30s at some point as well. But again, we're not going to get as cold as we did the previous night. The freeze chances are less. We'll show you that freeze map in just a moment. And temperatures rebound nicely tomorrow with widespread sunshine. Highs tomorrow all the way up into the low to mid 70s. Again, yesterday this freeze frost risk map was very, very blue across the southern tier and very blue across the North Country. We're not seeing that because we're not anticipating as widespread of a frost tonight. A couple of areas, isolated areas of patchy frost, but most of us stay warm enough to avoid any frost tonight. Warm temperatures are settling in for the remainder of the week and for the upcoming weekend. Low to mid 70s, comfortable temperatures. And we continue to track warmer temperatures to return for the end of September. The 8 to 14 day temperature outlook continues to favor above average temperatures now for the week of September 17th through September 24th. Clear conditions tonight allows temperatures to fall very easily and quickly. It's a chilly start to the day on Wednesday, but widespread sunshine allows us to warm up steadily right up through the 70s. Tonight, lows are going to be in the mid-40s for Utica and Rome with clear skies. Patchy frost for areas north and south of the Mohawk Valley, which will get down all the way into the upper 30s. Tomorrow, sunny skies, highs in the low to mid 70s, approximately 73 degrees. Look at your 7-day forecast. Fantastic stretch of weather continues as we head into the middle portion of next week. Sunny tomorrow, low to mid 70s Thursday. Low 70s Friday and Saturday, but pleasant. Next chance for rainfall comes Sunday night into Monday. Weak cold front, no significant rainfall. Dry weather to begin next week.
At 6 with meteorologist James DeFazio.
We saw some incredibly impressively cold temperatures this morning. Saranac Lake all the way down to 29 degrees, below freezing. Old Forge came very close, 33 degrees. Many other areas dipping down into the low to mid 30s for Piseco, Morrisville, and Westmoreland. Tonight we're going to see chilly temperatures yet again, but we're not going to see quite as cold. They're going to be slightly warmer. Temperatures are going to be more towards the upper 30s. Local temperatures right now are in the mid to upper 60s. Some of us still hanging on to low 70s. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, quiet and dry, and it's going to stay that way for several more days. 72 degrees with sunny skies up in Rome and low levels of dew point making for comfortable conditions. This evening, sunny skies continue with temperatures in the mid to upper 60s, approximately 65 to 70 degrees. Tonight, lows are going to be in the mid 40s for Utica and Rome. It's going to be a little bit different north and south of the valley, some patchy frost. Coming up, we're going to look at who is most likely to receive those frost chances overnight tonight. Kristen, Jason?
Okay, thank you, James. School's open. Drive careful.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Tuesday evening. A beautiful day across central New York. Temperatures climbed all the way up into the low 70s, mostly sunny skies. And we continue to see pleasant conditions this evening. Continues to be dry, sunny, comfortable, low 70s, low levels of humidity. Very comfortable conditions, and it's looking like we're going to have another fantastic sunset this evening. Let's take a look at what we're tracking. Patchy frost is possible again tonight, north and south of the Mohawk Valley. It will not be as widespread as it was this previous morning. Lows tonight, not quite as cool. We're not going to get it down into the mid-30s, upper 30s for lows in those areas, mid-40s for Utica and Rome. Dry weather continues as we head further through this upcoming week. No real substantial rainfall in the forecast. Your local temperatures currently primarily in the mid to upper 60s across the North Country. The rest of us in the low to mid 70s. Very pleasant evening. A good night to get out, go for a walk. 72 degrees with sunny skies. Well, a light breeze out of 6 miles per hour out of the east-southeast, and it's not going to be overly breezy. It's not going to be overly humid. Comfortable conditions continue. Dry weather on your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, and that's going to continue into tomorrow and for several more days. Taking a look at the radar and satellites. Yes, this is the satellite. That's how few clouds there are across New York State right now. It is incredibly calm. Very, very calm winds with very, very few clouds. It's a perfect recipe for, yet again, for temperatures to get very chilly tonight. 5:30 a.m., we're still seeing areas dipping down into the upper 30s. Morrisville, 39 degrees. Boonville, 39 degrees. I do also expect Old Forge to get below 40 degrees yet again tonight. It's not going to be as cold, but another chilly night. The highs tomorrow, though, we warm even further than today in low to mid 70s. Yet again, all of us should crack that 70-degree mark. The frost risk for tomorrow, not nearly what it was yesterday. Just a couple isolated areas of blue showing up on here, whereas yesterday we saw quite a bit of blue across the southern tier and across the North Country. Warmer temperatures are settling in for the remainder of the week. Low to mid 70s for highs through the weekend, and we're going to continue to see relatively warm temperatures. Above average temperatures continue through the end of September. Clear skies tonight allows for temperatures to free fall, and those clear skies also allow for temperatures to warm very quickly tomorrow. Tonight, lows right around 44 degrees for Utica and Rome, clear with patchy frost in areas north and south of the valley where it gets down into the upper 30s. Highs tomorrow, approximately 73 degrees with sunny skies. A look at your 7-day forecast. Beautiful weather continues to round off the week, partly to mostly sunny skies. Next chance for rainfall doesn't come until late in the afternoon on Sunday. And even then, it's a very weak area of low pressure. We're not anticipating a substantial rainfall. We are tracking it very closely because we're going to need rainfall by that point, but that is our best chance for rain coming Sunday night into Monday.
James, thank you.
All right, thank you. Still to come on News Channel. Look at the forecast with meteorologist James DeFazio and some chilly temperatures last night. What about tomorrow morning? A little bit of the same?
We're going to be slightly warmer. We're not going to be dealing with as cold of temperatures, more upper 30s instead of these low to mid 30s. We're not going to see widespread frost. Some patchy areas of frost are possible across the north and south rural areas, north and south of the Mohawk Valley. Aside from that, most of us across the Mohawk Valley continue to see warmer lows only in the mid 40s tonight. Current temperatures, low to mid 50s across the region, some of us even into the upper 50s still. It's a big spread in temperature, which is what we're used to this time of year. We get a nice variation based off of your location and just how much cloud cover you have per se. 59 degrees with clear skies in Rome. And again, these light winds with clear skies are going to allow temperatures to fall very steadily overnight tonight. Dry weather continues on your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, and it's going to continue for several more days. We're not tracking any rainfall imminently. Temperatures over the next several days continue to be warmer. We're tracking temperatures to be in the low to mid 70s through the weekend. Coming up, we're going to break down who has the likeliest chance of seeing frost, as well as when rainfall may make its return to our forecast. Jason?
James, thank you. New tonight.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Tuesday evening. It was a beautiful day across Central New York, mostly sunny skies, comfortable conditions. Temperatures climbed all the way up into the low 70s. We're going to continue to see beautiful weather this week. Clear skies tonight. It's a pretty night to get out and go take a look at a beautiful moon and plenty of stars, but it is going to get quite chilly. We're going to see some patchy frost possible tonight, north and south of the Mohawk Valley. It's not going to be as extensive as it was last night. It'll be slightly warmer. Lows tonight, upper 30s to mid 40s for Utica and Rome. And then this dry stretch of weather continues. Local temperatures right now, the North Country down into the upper 40s already. The rest of us low to mid 50s. And we're going to slowly continue to drop down with 59 degrees and clear skies in Rome. It's these clear skies combined with 5 mile an hour or less winds, near calm winds, It's going to allow for temperatures to continue to fall very quickly tonight. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar is quiet and dry. It's going to stay that way for tonight, tomorrow, and for several more days. The radar and satellite loop showing that there are not many clouds out there and there is not much wind, and that is going to help aid in how quickly we cool off tonight. By 5:30 a.m. tomorrow morning, we do still see some areas across the southern tier cracking below the 40-degree mark into the upper 30s, as well as across the North Country, Boonville, Old Forge, Speculator, all expected to dip below 40 degrees. But we warm up nicely tomorrow, highs all the way in the low to mid 70s by tomorrow afternoon. A nice rebound. And again, the frost risk for tonight, not nearly as widespread as it was last night. Last night, this was depicting areas of frost across all of the North Country, as well as across all of the southern tier. It's very isolated tonight, and that's what we expect as temperatures are going to be about 3 to 5 degrees warmer. And speaking of warmer temperatures, we continue to track comfortable temperatures for the next 5 days. Highs are going to be in the low to mid 70s through the end of this upcoming weekend. Comfortable air. And that continues towards the end of September. The 8 to 14 day temperature outlook for the week of September 17th through September 24th, now favoring above average temperatures, as does the entirety of the second half of September. Very clear skies tonight allows for those temperatures to fall. Very clear skies tomorrow morning allows for those temperatures to rise. Plenty of sunshine, a beautiful day. Tonight, lows around 44 degrees for Utica and Rome, cooler in north and south of the valley, where we will see some patchy frost. Highs tomorrow right around 73 degrees with sunny skies. A look at your 7-day forecast. Beautiful stretch of weather continues on Thursday. Slightly warmer all the way up into the mid 70s, mostly sunny. A tad cooler, lower 70s on Friday. The next chance for rain comes on Sunday. And it's not a guarantee, or it's a very weak area of low pressure. We may see a shower, and then drier weather returns for next week.
Time now for our first look at the forecast with meteorologist James DeFazio.
Yes.
These are a little chilly temperatures. Are we going to see this again tonight?
Close to it, but not nearly as cold as we saw last night. Last night we saw a widespread frost. Some of us even a freeze. Saranac Lake getting below freezing. We're not going to be as cold tonight. We are still going to see some areas of patchy frost, but lows are going to be in general about 3 to 5 degrees warmer than they were last night. So the areas that saw temperatures in the mid 30s, we're going to be more upper 30s tonight for lows. Current temperatures were anywhere from the upper 40s across the North Country to the mid to upper 50s across central New York and the southern tier. And we're going to slowly watch these temperatures continue to drop. We're down to 56 degrees now with clear skies at Rome. It's this combination of clear skies and calm winds that allows for these very cold temperatures to work their way down to the surface. Dry weather continues on your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, and that continues through the end of this week. We continue to track very comfortable temperatures, highs through the weekend, low to mid 70s, very, very comfortable conditions. Coming up, we're going to take a look at who's most likely to see some patchy areas of frost tonight, as well as when rainfall may finally make its return to our forecast. Jason?
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis is off tonight. You're stuck with James DeFazio, but I have good news. Clear skies and beautiful weather continues. Calm conditions tonight, dry, and it's not going to be as cold as it was last night. We are tracking chilly temperatures tonight, but patchy frost is going to be more few and far between than last night. Temperatures about 3 to 5 degrees warmer, upper 30s where we saw mid 30s, mid 40s where we saw low 40s, mid 40s for Utica and Rome for lows, and dry weather continues through the end of this week. Local temperatures right now anywhere from the from the mid to upper 40s to the low to mid 50s across central New York, and we're going to see these slowly begin to drop throughout the overnight. We're down to 56 degrees now with clear skies up at Griffiths and Rome, and it's this combination of very clear skies and very light winds that's going to allow for these temperatures to really decline tonight. Dry weather in New York, full battery, Storm Tracker 2 live radar, and that's going to continue for several more days. Your radar and satellite wanted to show that it's very clear across New York State. It's those very, very clear skies out there with calm winds. It's going to allow that cold air to really make its way all the way down to the surface tonight. Temperatures by tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m., we are looking at upper 30s across the southern tier, as well as upper 30s across the North Country. Warmer air will continue to hang on along the I-90 corridor. Fortunately, tomorrow, with that widespread sunshine, we steadily rise in temperature. We all rise above 70 degrees, low to mid 70s for highs. Now, comparing our frost risk tonight compared to last night, it is much, much less because, again, about 3 to 5 degrees warmer than the night prior, much less blue across the North Country and much less blue across the southern tier. A couple of isolated areas of frost, but we're not going to see those widespread those widespread 35-degree temperatures like we did last night. We're going to see very warm temperatures for the remainder of the week, low to mid 70s for highs, and we're not saying goodbye to warm weather just yet. The second half of September continues to favor above average temperatures. Completely clear skies tonight allows temperatures to drop steadily. Fortunately, as we head in tomorrow, that widespread sunshine allows us to warm right up through the 70s. Tonight, lows around 44 for Utica and Rome, cooler both north and south of the valley, highs 73 tomorrow with widespread sunshine. Taking a look at your 7-day forecast, we have a beautiful forecast for the remainder of the week. Mostly sunny skies with highs in the mid 70s on Thursday, a little bit cooler on Friday and Saturday, but still very, very comfortable temperatures, low 70s. Very, 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 very beautiful weather to start the weekend. I do believe most of the weekend is dry as well. We're tracking a little bit of a disturbance to come in Sunday evening. Still a matter of a little bit of model disagreement, still a matter of when that arrives and how much rain we get with it.
All right, thank you, sir. Coming up next,